What's up, everybody? Nehemiarr here. You can see I'm on the final map, and I'm going to be taking on this Obistrake over on my channel. Come check it out if you want to see what that's like. But today I'm going to be beating this level, and I'm going to talk about how I do it. But first, we got to talk about why we fail sometimes. So I've actually been stuck for 2 months on the same level, so don't feel bad if you get stuck. And here's some of the common ways. Go ahead and pause the video to see them all. It could have to do with your heroes or your hero equipment, but one of the biggest things, quite practically speaking, is whether or not you can kill the mercenaries or the boss heroes. So let's look at strategies to deal with the mercenaries and then the boss/heroes. First, the mercenaries. So here are some of the best heroes to go ahead and do that with, especially Wonton. He is my favorite by far. You really don't need great aids on him for him to do huge damage to one-shot mercenaries. Another favorites, of course, Berserker, Demon Slayer, Ambrosia. Pounder is another great one, especially his Divine also can one-shot mercenaries. So these are some of the heroes you're going to need to have at least one of these guys, maybe even two. But if you're not able to one-shot the mercenaries, you're going to need to beef up your attack a little bit more. And of course, one way you could do that is through weapons. But also these weapons have additional effects that are very, very useful for blasting through mercenaries. For example, the Thunderbow has a proc that does an area of effect attack for everything around the main target. So you're thinking that actually can be used to basically burn down those mercenaries. You don't need +3 orange. This is just what I'm using, you know. But if you basically you need a weapon appropriate for your level, and having a blockhead aid can be very, very good because you're going to get procs faster, and that will help wipe out those mercenaries quick. Now let's take a look at how you can deal with heroes and really control them. These are some of the best heroes. Now, of course, you can just smash through the level, but if you're smashing through levels, chances are you can go quite a bit higher. Generally, it's going to take you a bit longer to burn through the levels, and so you're going to need an Abyss Team, and really, he is the best sustainable healer by far. He only costs 1 rage to do, and he also does pretty good hero versus hero damage. Then you got Landslide. He's interesting because you got to be careful with his rage skill, of course. He can save another hero through it, but his defensive teleport resets if he walks back to his altar every wave. So essentially he stuns, slows them down, and is immune for the beginning. And then Chiron is huge in this game mode as well. If you got one, you know, get him evolved, try and get him up to Scorpio. You see my Abyss Demon and Chiron are up to Scorpio here. Aquarius, of course, would be even better, but that really slows down the enemies. You know, five clones appear, 3 clones appeared, however many there are, and that really helps. And he has very strong hero versus hero damage. Now, here's some others that I want you to keep in mind that can also really help you stay alive and survive longer. Pangoli with his Sniper Tower buff and his Knockback Divine. You got, of course, Great Sage, assuming there are melee heroes. He can silence and heroes through his Divine or Rage skill. And then these two guys are really interesting. Wonton and Pounder. They can stun like crazy. And I love both of these guys. I'm personally using Wonton. I haven't worked on my Pounder, but if you got a Pounder, that can actually really help you. Plus, the extra stuns from the mortars. So try and push these evolutions. And let's go ahead and take a look at a live attack. So this is my favorite team. I got Landslide, Demon Slayer, Chiron, Wonton, and Ambrosia. So I have Ambrosia in the back with the bow. I have my, watch this, this is really cool. I'm going to use Wontons first. If you can follow along there, watch this. Boom, 25 mercenaries are dead with his skill. So I do that first to kind of stun the enemy heroes and also kill a lot of the mercenaries. And then it's just kind of a sustain. Notice how simple this is. If you knock out a bunch of the mercenaries at first, look, no one's really taking any damage. And that's partially due to the Landslide Divine. Look, Landslide's back at his base. And so he's going to teleport over once the next wave appears, and so that's really nice. And bam, he teleports over. There's a little bit of lag because there's so many mercenaries. I'm going to go ahead and pop again Wonton's skill. He killed almost 30 clones that time. There is a maximum limit. I'm going to go ahead and use Ambrosia's here. She could be really good, but her damage modifier is not as high. So I actually found I was struggling to one-shot the mercenaries with my Ambrosia. They have about 50k health here on this final stages, if not more. So I'm going to go ahead and save Wonton skill for this wave, and again a bit of lag, kaboom. See, the enemy heroes are stunned, so they're not able to do much. And then here, you know, I'm smooth sailing. I haven't used any allied wins, and also I forgot to mention you gotta max your allied wins if you want to advance. That is by far the best spell for you to use. I suppose the magma spell can help clear out some of the mercenaries. Here we go. I'm actually going to use Wonton's Divine here because the final boss isn't a great concern. There's actually a level 200 Ambrosia with a +3 orange weapon, and I want to just silence her, so she's not going to do anything the whole time. And here I'm just waiting it out here, and then I'm going to blow everything all at once. You see, I've saved my landslide. Divine, I'm going to go ahead and pop that, and pop a couple allied winds, and they're basically dead. You see that? So if you can get to that point where you're conserving all your spells, you're going to find a lot of success. And there you have it. Super quick, super smooth. I wasn't even in danger of dying at all. So I hope that this helped you. Good luck to you, and let us know if you got any questions. And this is my best team, again, but you can substitute other heroes in. You don't have to use these guys if you don't have them. Everyone now has a wonton, so no excuse, players. Good luck.